What is up, you guys? The Fallout of here, and today I'm going to be doing the what if. What if What if Naruto was a hollow SR? Now, for those who didn't understand what SR stands for, it basically means Soul Reaper. Now, I don't know if you guys want me to do another video of what if Natsu was in High School DxD. Not sure if you want that. There's a couple of old videos that I'm looking at to see which ones I can do, and I'm gonna have to update I'm gonna have to update my videos to make sure that I could make them all. What's the word? In the same places, make sure all the Naruto what ifs go on one side, and what if Deku was like the Hulk go on one slot. A playlist, making sure that I update the playlist so that way you guys can have videos you can watch easily. Now, where we last left off is Naruto. Well, he's finally gotten out of his shell. Not only that, what's the word? He's not talking. He isn't talking at all. Because now that he's born again, he's unable to speak for a while. He's only looking around because after he died and became a hollow, the only thing that's left is just like no pun intended, a hollowed version of him. Just someone who's just looking so blank. But what also came out was a sword, like I said. Now, when Naruto White, Kushina, and Minato see this, Kushina was about to run towards him to hug him, because they kind of backed away, because what came out after the egg was hatching, it was just an explosion of power. So when Minato saw this, he grabbed Kushina and Naruto and just basically pulled them out of the way. All Naruto did was look, and he saw everything. He saw the room, he saw Kurama, and Kurama says that this might be interesting, and all he just does is lay on top of his paws, getting ready to see the action coming. And this is when all they see is a blank hollow mask. No lines, no streaks, or anything like that. And this is when they're saying that he's not 100% there yet, so we have to either break the mask or still fight him. And this is when Hollow Naruto just looks towards them and just runs and tries to attack them. But this is when White Naruto grabs him on his face and is about to do the palm attack that he did earlier in the fight. But Naruto basically pulls it away, or Hollow Naruto pulls it away, and just punches White Naruto to the walls. This is when out of the mouthpiece of the mask, it opened, and this is when it just starts looking like it's shooting a ball of energy towards Naruto, or Naruto White. Naruto White sees this and just dashes away. This is when Kushina uses her chains on him, and it tries to get out, but there's no use. And this is when Minato grabs his kunai and just stabs the mask, pretty much cracking it straight in the middle. causing Naruto just to wake up or snap out of it. Now, he says, who and what am I, where am I, or not who. He says, where am I, and what time is it, because during the time he was dead, his body aged a bit, because in this one, he's not 100% dead yet. No, he's not 100% dead yet. It's like his body is still alive, and it's being tested. It's being tested on. And it was because Danzo still has him. So they're trying to pull out the Naruto's to try to make the army stronger. And not only that, he just wants it for himself. If anything, he just wants that power just to make himself stronger and immortal. Kind of like Orochimaru, but we kind of had a respect for Orochimaru after Boruto. And this is quite different from Danzo. Danzo is he's a piece of work. Oh, not only that, Sai is in Team 7. Well, what remains on Team 7, because Sasuke left without any fight. But he does have a goal to kill Itachi to take down Orochimaru, and he's going to try to. He pretty much after that, he's gonna come back and become Hokage. And why do I say he's gonna become Hokage? Well, because of Naruto's death and him wanting to protect everyone, he's kind of taking on the roles now. And not only that, Hinata is quite different. I mean, she's like I don't know how to say it, but if anything, if she was to be given a name, her name would be Sadako. Sadako? You know that ghost woman? Yeah, because her hair's pretty much like it's straight down, but it's like messy. She has a messy outlook. And not only that, she trained, even though even though she had a low amount of chakra at a point in time, because of how because of the locks on her. And when I mean locks, I mean they pretty much locked up her chakra. Hinata was, the whole time, she was just training to like burst out some chakra to learn how to like break through those seals. And she managed to actually become, if anything, 3 times stronger than Hinata during the pain arc. No, I'm sorry. She's 3 times stronger than she was in the beginning of Shippuden. That's how strong she became. Sakura, on the other hand, only became 1/5 times stronger than she was, because she wanted to protect Sasuke, and she wanted to protect Naruto, so she made an oath to her dead friend to become stronger. Sorry about that, people. Give me a second. Sorry about that, people. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Okay, so she became more stronger in order to protect Sasuke and for the oath that she made to Naruto. This one, Sasuke is gonna come back to the village very soon. And technically he does come back to the village, and yeah, he did hear about the whole Akatsuki situation, but for this one, he's not going to kill. He's not going to try to kill what's the name? He's not going to kill all the creatures, or nor is he going to try to hurt anyone in the freaking Hokage Tower. He's not going to hurt Konoha in general. He really, all he wanted was revenge, and in this one he doesn't hear about what happened to him, like what happened to Itachi. And he doesn't know anything at this point. All he just knows is that Itachi did bad. He kills Itachi. That's it. It's more cut in stone than anything else. Oh yeah, I'm sorry if it seems that I'm yelling a lot. In this, Sasuke is more stronger than he would have been. Let's see. He would be around 4 to 3 times stronger in freaking during the whole pain arc, because things are still happening. During that pain arc, he would be more stronger than he was in canon. Speaking of which, Naruto actually wakes up and he snaps out of this situation, and he looks around and says, oh, hey. He looks at his family and he says, who are you guys? And this is when Kushina smacks him on his head, and Naruto says, ow, why'd you do that to me? Who are you? And this is when she says, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were still, you. And he says, who are you? And she says, I'll give you some guesses. And this is when he says, you must be the Nine Tails. And, he gets hit after saying some more stuff. But he finds out that his mom and dad are not alive per se, because they're still dead. But he finds out that they're what's the word? He finds out that I just forgot the word right now. He finds out that they're the parents, and he's overwhelmed with joy, anger, sadness. He talks about the whole, oh, why am I freaking here? Why did you turn me into this? I was suffering a lot in the village, and this is when they apologize. And not only that, this is when Naruto White looks at him and says that it seems that you've gotten out of your hollowification state, but you're still part hollow now. And Naruto says, what do you mean? It's coming to Naruto really fast. So White explains everything from the beginning, saying that what is a hollow, what is a soul reaper, and because he has a sword now, yeah, that's a huge step. That's like walking to running before you even know how to stand. And Naruto, he's not getting any of this. So White says, in the beginning, you became a hollow. But all 3 of us had to stop you. And not only that, you couldn't control your hollow state. So you're rampaging. It took the 3 of us to stop you at one point, and it took around 3 years in the human world to hold you down. But because we had our love and our emotions of positivity in you, you were you stayed as an egg for a while. It was until the Nine-Tailed Fox, which is also known as Kurama Kurama here saved you, in a way, by giving you negative emotions. Not just giving you not giving you any positive ones, just giving you the pure hatred that he could muster for those few seconds. You became much more human after that. Or your soul did. You see, now, you don't have a body to return to, I think. You're still here, and the barrier is still right here. And that also means that Kurama should have died a while back, but he didn't. Now, I don't know about this, but you could be possibly alive. But somebody kept you alive for so long. And I know it wasn't your teammates, because I would have known if they grabbed you. But, just to be safe, we're not going to revive you in your body. And Naruto says, what do you mean? Kushina, on the other hand, was like, come on, can't we just let him... We can keep him right here and take care of him. And this is when freaking White steps in and says, he's not a puppy. He's alive again. I think it's best if we just let him become who he is. And this is when, sorry about this. Naruto says, what do I call you? And this is when Naruto White, I don't know what to call him. To be honest, I don't know what name I should give him, because what I'm thinking about is just calling him Sangetsu, and it's nothing about. It's more the fact that I'm not trying to copy everything about Ichigo's abilities, but I'm lazy, if anything. I don't know what weapons to give him. Like, to be honest, I want him to have a better Bankai than he did in, like, the first part, like his first ever Bankai. But I'm gonna give him the sword. The sword that he gets without the hilt. That's all I want to give him. So, if you guys have any, like, cool suggestions, either whether, what's his, like, weapon, and what's his Bankai state, and what's his elemental ability, because he's only gonna have two. That's what I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him two elemental abilities. One is already wind, but I want another one so that way I can make it fun and much more easier to use. Now, you guys can use any element, like literally any element at all. Whoever gets the most likes in this one will be the one who uses, will be the one whose idea I'm gonna use. So all I just need is a weapon, an elemental ability, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just need the weapon and the ability. The Bankai, I could figure it out possibly, but you guys can talk and help me out on this, since, you know, I need all the help I can get. I'm still crappy at this. But hopefully that settles all that, if you guys at least make it to this part. Now, Naruto wakes up. I mean, not Naruto wakes up. Naruto says, what do I do with this? Because he does see, like, his eyes are yellow. And he also sees the part of him where it's all weird. I mean, he knows what he looks like because he sees himself in the water, but he has yellow eyes and he has more of a wild nature. His whisker marks are much more rooted, meaning he looks more... The markings on him look more noticeable, like way more noticeable if anything. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Naruto is going to be using the what is it called? He's going to be using the. Oh wait, there's no kind of seal that revives him from just a soul without a body. You know, I'm gonna make something up right here, just to make it work. Naruto is gonna be born from the earth. He's gonna be earthbound he's gonna be an earthbound like by body. So the world, a beautiful piece of land, and all you just see is like a part of just like a small part of it, like a tiny amount of it, just be used up and like condensed, and every nutrient in that thing is starting to form into a hand, and then after that an arm, and after that like the shoulders, then the torso, then the legs, and then the bits and pieces, you know, because he's still a guy. We need to give him that still. If anything, they start pouring their chakra into him and giving him like his body back. But this is when he sees, like, or not sees, this is when he's on the ground and he's starting to gasp for air. Like, he's like, like, he's like coughing and wheezing and everything. He's struggling to breathe. And this is when he's trying to like get walk, but he falls down. And he tries to walk up again, but he falls down. Now, what had happened was he would have looked much more differently. He would have looked like a creature. I think I'm I'm kind of cutting up, like going on different spaces. But I'm gonna say this: the reason why he can do it is because he's now a half hollow, half Soul Reaper. So let me explain. Naruto White fused with Naruto, with the regular Naruto, and after that they broke apart again, giving Naruto White half of the hollow powers, because it's dangerous and it could actually it could probably kill him if not careful, since he's in the human world again. It kind of like balances his his power. He'll be able to use it like probably in time. If anything, he's gonna use it in time. But he's half. He has like one yellow eye and one blue eye, and not only that, his hair is more. It's actually whitish yellow, like not platinum blonde, but it's noticeably whiter. Like, think of Kakashi, but 2 times whiter. So during that time, Naruto wakes up, and you know he's struggling to walk, and he looks at himself, and he realizes that he's skinny. Like, he's on the thinner side. And this is when Naruto starts, learning how to walk again. And he gets a drink. He gets near a lake and starts drinking. And the water there has never been so pure in his life. Meaning he's never drinking at all for the past 3 years. So drinking is like, it tastes so good. And this is when he starts to gain tiny bits of his strength, and he's just running around. He's trying to run, but he realizes that there's another key thing about him. He's naked. He has no tidy whities. So before any of this, he has to go get some pants and clothing. And it so happens, you know, plot powers with every that I have. There's a nearby place where clothing can be bought, but he needs to, you know, be sneaky about this. He waits at night, and this is when he's walking from place to place, hiding, like, you know, since he's technically a ninja. He's hiding, and he grabs a pair of clothing that looks about his height, or looks around the same kind of height that he has. And so he's lucky enough to grab something. It's just like a pair of clothes, like some pants and a shirt. We'll go with that. And he goes back to the place where he just got out, and sees if there's anything useful. And he does grab something, and it's a big piece of metal. And then he starts pulling it out, and then he realizes it's a sword, the same sword that he had at first, or at least in the world that he lived in for those 3 years. Yeah, he's got his weapon, he has clothing. Now he just needs to go back to Konoha. But if he finds out that his soul, or at least his body, led him to the land of waves. And during that time, give me a second here, people. Shit, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, this is where the story is gonna go back to the way it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, I probably didn't tell you about Hinata. She is much more dangerous than she would have been during... what is it called? Hinata is much more dangerous than she would have been in Shippuden, because she has tendencies to become evil in a way. Like, she's not a full-blown bad person. It's just that there's a lot of people who still talk about Naruto being like a demon, because everybody still looks at him as that. They talk about like times where I wonder about, like, for example, somebody talked about Naruto being like dead, and they said, well, we don't have to worry about like that demon anymore. This is when Hinata like snaps and then freaking attacks the other person, or like tells them like if they say it again, they're gonna die with no mercy. Like, Hinata kind of went off the deep end on that point, just because she lost somebody she truly loved. So that, I think that will explain to you how or what Hinata felt for Naruto. Now, at any point, Naruto will go to somewhere around the land of waves, and he would try to find Zabuza, because Zabuza is still alive with Haku. Now, that being said, she tries to he tries to go places, and people don't know who he is. They literally never seen this boy before, but they notice that he has white hair, white, kind of blondish, a little bit like yellowish tint to it, a bit, and he's wearing some weird clothes. He's wearing like normal pants and stuff, but he doesn't have any shoes. But he does have a large sword on his back, which is kind of weird because he doesn't have like a holster for his weapon. So I feel like it attaches to him like a magnet would. But at any point, Naruto will come across like different points in time where he thinks he's seeing him, but he will venture in these little villages that have seen him before, and at times he would get close to it, but he wouldn't. This would take around 2 months, and he's starting to look around, and he potentially sees Zabuza. And now that he sees him, he's going to fight him. And he's actually going to see how strong Zabuza truly is. Because it's the same guy that stabbed him in the freaking chest/stomach. So Naruto would say, Zabuza Momochi, you're the man who stabbed me a long time ago. And this is when Naruto just looks at him. Zabuza would be like, that's not true. I haven't stabbed you at all. And this is when he says, yes, you have. You took away something. You took away years off of my life. Now look at me. I'm a shadow of who I once was. I crawled back from the dead just to see you, Zabuza. And this is when he says, crawled back from the dead. There's only been a few people that I've killed that were children. And this is when Zabuza starts to look at him. And the one thing he noticed was the whisker marks. And he says, no, there's no way. And Naruto says, do you recognize me now? And Zabuza is like, how are you alive? I remembered my blade stabbing into you, like if it was just yesterday. And this is when Naruto says, you killed me, and my friends, and my friends, and my sensei. They kept crying for me. And this is when Zabuza says, what are you on about? And Naruto's speaking in weird sentences because he actually can't talk as well as he thought he could. And this is when he says, I want to fight you and see how strong I am. That's because I want to kill and become Hokage. Zabuza still can't make out what he's saying at one point because he's speaking like what I'm saying right now. I know what just a pause. I know what I'm actually trying to say, but I'm speaking as if Naruto is like developing speech. How a third grader would develop speech. Now Naruto goes after Zabuza and just starts running and pulls out his sword. And just he takes a horizontal slash towards him, and Zabuza just grabs his sword and immediately blocks it. And this is when Naruto picks his sword up again and hits it. And this is when Zabuza says, "Not bad, kid, but you're still as naive as you if you think you're gonna beat me." And this is when Zabuza pretty much tries to slash at Naruto, but Naruto ducks at the right time and grabs him and puts his face over his hand. puts his hand over his face. I'm sorry. And this is when Zabuza is saying, "What? You can't pick me up or something?" And this is when Naruto focuses his energy and just creates a small blast on Zabuza's face, causing him to fall back. And Naruto is looking at him saying, "Get up. Just get up again, because I want to knock you down a couple of times." And Zabuza says, you might have like came back, as you said, so said, but you're still a weakling by nature." And these two go at it, both hitting each other's swords, and they're going at it for quite a while. But this is when Naruto just starts getting more of the advantage, because he's using a different form of Kenjutsu and is kicking Zabuza away. Not only that, he starts putting his sword down, and Zabuza is wondering what is he doing. And this is when Naruto, like a bunch of Narutos right then and there, look at the sword, and this is when they say, "All right, boss," and they all just start poofing into the same exact sword that Naruto has with him. And this is when he grabs all the strings and just picks them up and starts spinning them around, like he's spinning them. And this is something, this is what I remember from Bleach, and he just throws all of them towards the place where Zabuza's at. And Zabuza is saying, "What the fuck?" And he's trying to block all of them, but some of them stab into his legs. And he's on the ground, and this is when he says, "Damn it, these feel like the real thing." And this is when he's just like making hand signs and stuff. And he gets up with his sword, with the help of his sword, and he says, "Water style, water dragon jutsu," and he just shoots it towards Naruto. But Naruto gets ready, picks up his sword, and does a vertical slash, causing the dragon to be cut into two. And Naruto looks at him and controls the blade. This is when he does a slash at Zabuza, and he uses a version of Getsuga Tensho and just hits Zabuza hard with it, causing Zabuza to be on the ground. And Naruto looks up at Zabuza and says, "That's for killing me." And this is when he grabs Zabuza's sword, and he grabs his sword, and he realizes that the sword that Zabuza has is like more heavier than the sword that he has. And he says, "I'm keeping this blade, because you have no need for it anymore." That's because Zabuza lost his arms. And he says, "If you ever get your arms back again, then you can keep it. Other than that, you could perish or live again to chase me." And Zabuza is actually scared at what Naruto just said. He's almost talking as if he can live again. But minutes later, sorry about that. Minutes later, Zabuza's on the ground, and he's actually being taken care of by Haku. Haku actually puts ice around him and his arms and says, "We're gonna take you to somewhere where you can get healed." And that's pretty much right now the end of Zabuza's career, and Haku has to step in and help out more. But we're gonna actually talk about the village for a minute here. Let me give me a second, people. So, the village is still under the rule by Jiraiya. Jiraiya, the whole time, has been doing well. Not only that, because of how he does things, he's gotten more. People like him, but they still remember the fact that he's the Ichi, book writer. So they're not going to just like forget about that, or at least the women aren't going to forget all about that. And because of this, Tsunade actually she does come by every now and then, but Jiraiya is someone who still cares about her. That's why even though she doesn't actually fawn over him, she still cares enough just to like talk to him and come by the village, because she's near the village. It's just the fact that she doesn't like go there all the time. But other than that, Naruto goes by, and the one time he goes to sleep, when he wakes up, he finds out that the sword that he did have from Zabuza is absorbed into the Zanpakuto of Naruto. It turns out that his sword can absorb the sword of other people, which would make it which would make it more denser. But even so, Naruto could carry it no problem. Sorry about that. The problem about this is he can carry it, but somebody tries to grab it, it's not going to go well for anyone else. So, not only that, Naruto is still going across the village, and when he makes it over there, when he makes it towards the village, people stop him. Like, he gets stopped at first, and people say, "Oh, hey, how you doing? My name is Naruto Uzumaki." And they're like, "Alright, kid, who are you really?" And he's like, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki." And he makes it there for quite... He gets to the village more faster than the others, because he's quite taller than he was in, like, Shippuden, like, probably a foot taller. Not only that, he's also much more stronger and faster than, he's probably a 1.5 times stronger than Naruto in Shippuden. So, yeah, he's right now weak, but he's gonna get way stronger when time progresses. You'll find out soon. All right. So he starts getting into a talk with them until some people like say, "Who is that?" And then Naruto says, "Well, my name is Naruto Uzumaki." And this is when they're like, "No, Naruto Uzumaki died." And this is when Naruto puts his hands up for some reason the guards didn't notice this, but he concentrates all his chakra into one single unit, and he freaking just blitzes all of them. He just like gets from the building all the way to the Hokage mansion. From that to there, just by concentrating hard enough. Naruto's gained these kinds of weird abilities to where he can just like flash step. He can flash step if he concentrates hard enough. That's how good he is right now. That's how strong he's gotten. And not only that, Naruto also is there, but not Kakashi. He sees Jiraiya because and Jiraiya sees him. Sheesh, I'm getting messed up here. I'm sorry. Naruto gets in front of the Hokage mansion, and he starts walking up there, and he looks at the receptionist. The receptionist sees this boy who looks kind of hot because Naruto still has got longer hair, and not only that, he doesn't have, you know, his baby fat on his cheeks anymore, so he looks much more better than he did in canon. So this is when the ladies are like, oh, the Hokage's in there, you can speak with him when he's ready. And Naruto says, that won't be a problem. I'll talk with the old man, and maybe I can get some answers out of this. And when he opens the door, he sees Jiraiya. Now these two haven't met at all. Well, this is when he says, hey, what are you doing on the Hokage's seat? And Jiraiya says, what are you talking about? I'm the Hokage. And he says, no, you're not. The old man's the Hokage. And this is when Jiraiya is having some questions right here, saying, kid, I'm the Hokage. I've been Hokage for quite a while now. And this is when Naruto says, no, because I remember there used to be an old man here. His name was Hiruzen Sarutobi. And Jiraiya says, look, kid, I don't know where you got like outdated information, but the old man is retired. He lives somewhere now, and either way, either way, I'm the new my name is Jiraiya, and you haven't even given me your name. Not only that, you're giving me such outdated information. Like, it's true, the old man was Hokage, but he's no longer Hokage now. It's been 3 years since the Hokage stepped down. And Naruto says, so the old man is no longer Hokage. And Jiraiya's kind of like wondering, like, who is this kid? And Naruto says, I'm sorry, I was trying to find him, but I'll get out of your hair, sir. Thank you. And Jiraiya says, wait a minute. And Naruto says, yes, sir. He says, yes, sir. And Jiraiya says, what is your name? Maybe I can send him a message. And Naruto says, even if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. And Jiraiya says, come on, it's not like I'm not gonna believe someone who's just worrying about the old man. I can trust you. And Naruto says, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. And this is when he says, so your name is Naruto Uzumaki. Well, it's a good thing people name their children after, well, children after good people. And this is when he says, no, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm the son of the 4th Hokage. My mother's name was Kushina Uzumaki. Not Naruto. Jiraiya's actually more than shocked. Jiraiya is kind of flabbergasted at the point that Naruto just said all that with a straight face. And he says, "Kid, I don't know where you got this information from, but I need you to tell me, who are you?" And Jiraiya is looking at him saying, "Because the Naruto Uzumaki that I know, or should have known." As he says this, Naruto looks at him saying, "Are you Jiraiya? Are you Jiraiya, the teacher of my dad?" And he says, "There's no way that Minato, or there's no way that the fourth Hokage can be your dad, kid." And he says, "Why not?" "Well, this is what Jiraiya says. For one, you have white hair, kind of yellowish, but white hair. He has blonde hair. Not only that, is there any way that you can actually tell me? And, like, tell me that you're Naruto? If you have any proof, then I would be more than happy to." And this is when he was cut off by him looking at Naruto's stomach. Naruto picks it up, and the seal for the Nine Tails is shown. This is when Jiraiya is shocked yet again. A double whammy by what Naruto just showed him, saying, "Jiraiya, sir, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I died 3 years ago due to an attack during the Land of Blades. I got stabbed, and I was taken by some people who I do not know. I can't find a grave anywhere that says my name. Not only that, I failed to protect I failed to help anyone out by my death. There are people who would kill me if they knew who I was. Not only that, it's so different around here now. Like, it's sad, as if it's more on guard. Not only that, the people who I've seen passing by, or no, the people who were my teammates, are going to be sad or not happy with the fact that I'm alive. They're gonna look at me and call me a liar. Everyone here is gonna look at me different when I say who I am. Sure, you don't have to believe me, but I have no reason to lie to you, sir." And this is when Jiraiya says, "I'm sorry, Naruto." And he starts to have tears in his eyes and grab Naruto and hug him. And this is when Naruto is shooken by this. And Naruto hears Jiraiya saying, "I'm sorry that I didn't help you out." And this is when Naruto starts tearing up and says, "Why am I crying?" And this is because, the reason why I'm going to say this is because Naruto has been given love in the world where pretty much there's his mind. But to have a hug from Jiraiya, and not only that, have someone truly like apologize and feel so much sadness that Naruto has sensed coming out of Jiraiya, he realized that Jiraiya is actually meaning this. He knows that Jiraiya means it. He's telling the truth. which makes Naruto feel sad and happy and angry, and all these emotions, they just flood into his mind. And he's crying and saying that he feels happy that somebody cares about him. And Naruto says, I needed, when I needed the help of people turned their back on me. And I started to feel like I was gonna have a small family. But the moment I died was when all that was taken away. And Jiraiya says, I know, I should have helped you. I should have been there for you, but this is when I failed you. Naruto says, no, you haven't. You still have time with me. And Jiraiya says, yes, I know, kid. I'm just sorry for all those times I wasn't with you. And Jiraiya tells him all this, and Naruto is happy. But this is when Naruto is, this is when they stop the hugging, and Jiraiya says, well, it's a good thing you're back now, because we have a lot of things to talk. You're gonna, I don't know what to do, actually. Well, for one, you're gonna be a ninja again, if that's what you want. And Naruto said, if you want that. And Naruto says, yes, I do. I still have to become a Hokage. And Jiraiya is happy because he knows that this is actually the real Naruto now, because Hiruzen said that Naruto wanted to become Hokage a lot, so that way the village could, and not, sorry, he said he wanted to become Hokage so that way the village could respect him and acknowledge him. And Jiraiya and Naruto have been stopped hugging because Jiraiya is now going to start spreading news that the son of the fourth Hokage is back and he's alive again. Because Jiraiya is not as secretive about this kind of thing than Hiruzen. It was because under the third, he decided to do this to protect Naruto. And Naruto is looking at him saying, so, what do you want me to do? And he says, well, for one, go visit people. The people that were once your teammates. They probably have a lot to talk about. And this is when he says he has something better. And he tells Jiraiya all about it. So, 4 hours later, between the old teams that Naruto remembered that was there, to his classmates, people that know him and respected him, or at least knew him, this is when everyone just gathers around. And Sasuke is back from the village because after those 2 months he fought what's his face, Itachi, and he has his Mangekyo. So I'm gonna cut it off right now for a second. Alright, so Naruto is, now that he's alive, he tells Jiraiya his plan. Call everybody in there, and everybody comes. Sasuke is back, and he has his Mangekyo. Not only that, he's not as stubborn anymore. Like, he's not like, oh, I'm part of the Uchiha elite, everybody bow down to me. No, he's not like that. Like, he's a little bit more laid back. If anything, I would kind of compare it to possibly his attitude during like the whole fourth Great Ninja War when he fights Madara. I can compare it to that. Now, everybody says everybody says like what's going on. There's a lot of food. It's probably a good time for joy. Maybe we're gonna have some good news. And oh yeah, Neji's the same way, but he doesn't try to defy Hinata. Like when she says she's gonna do something, she's going to like she's really gonna do what she says she's gonna do because she adopted Naruto's like I never go back on my word. And a lot of people do like a lot of people that actually respected him, like Choji and Shikamaru, they talk about him in a good way, which means that one, people aren't looking at them badly, and two, Hinata isn't like going to murder them. So all's well as ends well. Jiraiya says, "I have great news, everyone. For those, I need the former team of Team 7 to come over here into the front." And this is when people start looking at him and they're like, Team 7? Well, that's a surprise. Team 7 hasn't done overly, like, a lot of missions over the years. Over those 3 years, they've pretty much done stealth and, like, tracking. And they're like, oh, so Team 7 is going to have some, like, little bit of glory right here, isn't them? Haven't done a lot of stuff in the village, huh? This is when Kiba's, like, smirking a bit. And Sakura says, "Shut up, Kiba. We're trying to, it means that we did something good. Something that you should be thinking about doing." Now, Kiba's like, whatever. I don't care. Akumaru and I have done a lot of good things. And they're like, name one. What we try during the time we try to help out Sasuke, and also we helped out take a fight off a couple of bandits. And they're like, "Oh, great, minor stuff." Yeah, no, yeah, buddy. You keep going with that route, man. One day you'll surely become Hokage. And then Kiba thinks in his head, "Oh man, to become Hokage." And this is when he has a vision like, everyone has a dog now. And he's like, that's not too bad of an idea. And before he says, I'm going to become Hokage, Jiraiya speaks again. And he says, everybody, we all remember, for those who were there during Team 8, I think during Team Kurenai's, Team 7 right here, or at least the former two members of Team 7, besides Kakashi, were there during the attack, and it helped. And they lost a valuable member that day. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. This kind of this kind of tension right there, his words kind of brought about a bit of guilt because of what happened. And Sasuke is looking down a bit and not saying anything, while Sakura puts her head down in shame. Kiba and Shino, Kiba is being serious, and Shino is Shino. He pretty much is like blank right now. Hinata takes it a little bit. She takes it a bit by like it kind of hurt her a lot. So she's not talking. But she is paying attention, though. Is that all of them remember that day? That horrible day that hurt them a lot. And this is when she says he's still alive. And she kind of says it like, I can feel it. And Kiba says, look, I understand this, but I understand what you're trying to say, but in the end, we both know it. Hinata, if you, Naruto wouldn't want you to feel sad. He wouldn't want you to feel guilty at all because of this. And this is when Jiraiya says, he's dead. Is that what you're trying to say, Kiba? And the Inuzuka looks at him and says, I apologize. I didn't mean to sound so rudely, sir. And Jiraiya starts laughing. No. It's alright. It's alright. And this is when he says, I'm glad that you brought it up, Miss Hyuga-san. And she says, why is that? And everybody's like saying, yeah, why is that? This is when Jiraiya says, do you want to do the honors? Naruto. And this is when he just walks out of the shadows like a badass. Yeah, everybody sees him, and oh yeah, he took the liberty of dressing up again. And he instead of the orange black, it's mostly black with a bit of white on it. And not only that, it's not baggy or anything like that. It's actually kind of more it's onto the skin. He's actually wearing a Shinigami outfit. But the difference is that the top part is hanging out, but it's tied up. How do I say it? Oh yeah, okay. So if like most of you guys that are watching this have probably worn a hoodie before. I'm not talking about the zip ups. I'm talking about the ones where you can't zip it up at all. It's like having to wear another shirt. You know when you put it around your pants or with any jacket with any jacket. Just think of it as that. So he's wearing that with skin tight shirt. It actually shows off his muscles a bit, but it's just something he prefers this kind of outfit. And not only that, instead of wearing sandals, he's wearing kind of like the same shoes as he's wearing the same kind of sandals as Jiraiya. Not only that, he's wearing a mask with a turban on. Kind of like how Ichigo did it when he was hollowified at first, and then he breaks his mask. He has a hollow mask, but this time it shows that of a kitsune mask, or the Nine Tails, or if anything, it's a fox mask. And Jiraiya says, "This is Naruto," and Naruto takes off the turban and all that stuff, and he says, "Hello, guys. It's good to see you all." And this is like, that's not Naruto. And Naruto says, "It's not me 100%. And this is when Hinata says, "Naruto, this has to be you." And they're all like, "Wait, it is?" And she says, "Yeah." It is Naruto. She remembers, even though he looks way different, the whisker marks and the warm feeling that she's getting off of Naruto right now is kind of a dead giveaway, because Hinata is obsessed with him. Which kind of, I'm not saying it sucks. All I'm just saying is that he had one fangirl And if Hinata would have just said something, Naruto's life would have been a hell of a lot easier. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's the bad guy. I'm just saying if it happened sooner, we would have all had a happier time with Naruto having a cool, like, being much more awesome or OP. But anyway, they're like, well, why does Naruto look like this? And the rest of the rest of the women kind of see how, like, cool he is. They do blush, but it's not as hardcore. And Naruto says, "It's good to see you all again." So, uh, okay, I know that's Kiba. The one right there with no personality is Shino. Ino's right there. All with purple. Shikamaru. He's still a pineapple head. And Choji's Choji. He remembers not to call him fat because yeah, he has a better memory now. He doesn't know where that came from. Kakashi's right there. That's Sakura. Sasuke's right there. Oh man, it's a good thing that you're alive, buddy. I was actually worried that you would have died that day. Uh, let's see who else. Huh. That's Asuma. That's Miss Kurenai. That's about it as far as I know. I'm sorry, my memory's kind of foggy, you guys. And this is when they're like, "What did you mean when you said you're not 100% you yet?" Naruto kind of slipped that out, and he was like, "Oh, yeah. You see, when I was in the world of the dead, and he's kind of making a little bit of stuff up, but most of it's true. When I was in the world of the dead, I've gained some strong abilities over the time. One of them is called holification, and it's a weird power that I have, but it just makes me much more stronger and all that stuff. And I obtained a new sword, which is, well, mine. It's not flashy or anything like that, but it's still strong. What else? Oh yeah, I found out who my parents were, and this is when they're like, "Who's? Oh, that's nice." It's like, "Yeah, my father's the fourth Hokage," and they're like, "Your father's the fourth Hokage?" Yeah, his name was Minato Namikaze. Oh yeah, my mother was named Kushina Uzumaki. And they're like, that means that you are the, yeah, I'm the Ninetales Jinchuriki. Or at least I was the Ninetales Jinchuriki. And they're like, but why does he look weaker still? And Naruto says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not 100% strong yet. I'm only a fraction of my true strength. Even then, if I was to merge the bodies, I would still be, what, half strong? I'd still have to regain the strength that I've lost over the years, or that I'd never achieved." And this is when Sasuke and Sakura were just gonna like run and like just jump him and like hug him tightly. But this is when Hinata just like freaking blitzes and grabs him. And this is when she basically says, "Naruto-kun, I'm not gonna do this whole like Naruto-kun and all that stuff." It's not because it's embarrassing, because I'm okay with it. It's just the fact that coming out of my voice, which is kind of starchy and all that stuff right now, you guys understand. Hopefully you guys understand. She hugs him and says that she missed him this whole time, and she never looked at another man. And this is when he says, "Oh wow, I thought I thought you were a ghost for a second there." And Hinata kind of, twiddles with her fingers a bit, saying, "Oh yeah, I didn't have enough time to, look pretty." And Naruto pats her head and says, "Oh yeah, you're always pretty to me." And says, "Don't worry about it." This gives Hinata the surge in blush, making giving her the same kind of like feelings as she did at her childhood. But she cries into like Naruto's chest for quite a while, saying how much she truly missed him. And he says, "Oh yeah, don't worry. No, 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 no. Don't, I understand." Iruka is right there saying, "That's Naruto," and he's crying too. He is crying too. This is when basically Team Seven like just grab him and hug him. Now Sasuke wouldn't normally do this, but he, because of how he felt and the promise he made to Naruto, he really did actually was going to do that. He was going to hold him and stuff, like he felt these emotions of what truly caring about a person really is. Sakura as well, after all this time, she thought she failed him. She got even stronger because she thought that he would never come. She said that he would never come back, and she was about to live with that, saying, like permanently saying it's not going to affect her anymore. But now him coming back, it's 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 beautiful. Naruto looks at all of them and he says, "I'm sorry. I should have said something. And I know what each and every one of you guys said and did for me. You all mourned something bad. You all mourned my death. And Hinata, I know how you felt. I know how you truly felt about me." And she says, "Well, I never told you besides just now." And he said, "I heard you when I was a ghost. Well, when I was dead. I could see the spirit I could see the realm of spirits, and I saw what each and every one of you guys did. And not only that, I've noticed from all the way from you saying how you felt, from Sakura crying about me, from Sasuke having these feelings, Kakashi feeling sad, until before the tuning exams. And I guess that's when I left. Not too familiar, I'm not too, good with the memory right now, but you all felt some kind of way, and I felt so sad. I felt like I betrayed you guys. Sorry. I felt like I betrayed you guys by dying on you. And this is when he says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me just do something right here." And this is when he concentrates all of his energy, and he's trying to grab something, and he's concentrating by releasing a strong amount of energy. It's kind of like a bit of Ryatsu and a bit of chakra mixed in to turn into a weird form of energy. And he says, "There it is." And it actually poofs, and it's his body from back then. And he says, "All right, well, I'm gonna fuse with my old self." Oh no, no, he doesn't look he doesn't look like the same when he before he died. He looks because I forgot I did say that he was still alive, so that was my fault. And this is when Donzo's Anbu told him immediately, saying that the body is gone. And I would play a bit of Bleach, the Bleach theme song, like, if you want to see some action, like I'm gonna play it, but at the same time I will get copyrighted for this. I don't want to get a strike, so just imagine in your head, just like a huge form of energy, just like popping out, like if it was a pillar, and it's like cover, like it's a white pillar of light, and you see the two merging and then fusing, and this is when it turns into this is when it turns into like a small wooden coffin, and it just breaks on impact, or it breaks as soon as Naruto steps out, and he looks kind of similar to Naruto, except for the fact that he has his blonde hair again, which is kind of more. It's longer than it was, so it looks kind of like Minato's haircut, but even longer. Not only that, he starts to feel his body, and this is when he pretty much just stretches a bit, and he says, "So this is what my body feels like again." And this is when Naruto is about to shoot out a high amount of energy, like, just like trying to see how strong he got in after this fusion from his soul, and all you see is is like dirt on the floor. Oh yeah, not only that, Naruto. Well, the moment Naruto's about to shoot out some energy, his stomach growls, and Naruto says, "I'm so freaking hungry. I haven't eaten this whole time. Please help me out. This is not funny." Sorry. And they're like, "Well, I'm not gonna lie. It's better to have Naruto than not having Naruto." So they're all just laughing again, and they're just like, all of them now are just hugging him, and they're just like throwing Naruto up in the air and stuff. And Naruto says, "Hey, this is no time to throw me. It's time for me to eat." And this is when Danzo in the background sees that Naruto is alive, and he says, "Damn you, boy. You destroyed my plans." But there's a couple of vials that has a bit of orange chakra, and not only that, a couple of other vials with different types of chakras in them. And he says, once as much as I wanted to take the whole thing, I'm gonna reproduce that amount, or what I have right now, and I'm going to make sure that you're no longer alive, demon. Now, hopefully you guys like this part. Uh, uh, what was the word? And again, if you guys want to watch the Natsu one, just make sure you guys comment down below. Remember, uh, give me a Bankai type that is like convenient for Naruto, and give me an elemental. Like, you can even like I said before, you can do a lava jutsu, or no, lava style, ice style, metal style, any kind of style. It has to just only be one, and depending on how many likes you can get, I know you guys can do it. And like I said before, like, comment, to subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout with a Fear. Bye.